Depending on how long you've been watching my reviews, you should know that I have a soft spot for family roller coasters. They're a nice diversion, a palate cleanser you could say, from the taller, faster, more intense rides. Located at Busch Gardens Tampa, Cobra's Curse is a multi-faceted spinning roller coaster by Mack Rides. The ride packs a ton of different elements during its 2,100 feet of track. Speaking of stats, the ride stands 70 feet and reaches a max speed of 40 miles per hour. Oh, and for those who are wondering why my voice sounds a little weird, well, I've been fighting a cold and I just got my voice back, so I guess you'll just have to deal with this deeper voiced Derek for now. Presentation. Located inside the Egypt section of the park, Cobra's Curse squeezes itself on a small plot of land tucked right up against Montu. The theming for this ride is immaculate. I'd argue that this is the best themed family coaster outside of a Disney Universal park. The queue is well done, prepping you for the ride ahead. Basically, riders are on an expedition working alongside an archaeologist in search of some artifacts, but discover a cursed Cobra statue. This Cobra becomes the focal point of the ride. You face it head-on as you reach the top of the elevator lift, then later in the ride, your trains turn around so you are once again facing the statue. Also, there are audio cues that keep you hooked into the story. Honestly, I never realized how important this audio was until I had a ride without it. Overall, Busch Gardens did a fantastic job on theming, earning itself a perfect 10 score. Ride intensity. This is a family roller coaster, so don't expect a high score here. The ride starts off with an elevator lift to the top of the highest point of the ride. After facing head-on with the Cobra statue, the ride takes a turn to the left, an outer bank turn so you feel like you're going to fall into the mouth of the Cobra. The coaster then takes a plunge, swoops to the right, and then a downward helix. The trains enter a mid-course brake run. While passing through, the trains rotate backwards. After leaving the brakes, the train takes another downward helix that leads right into the lift hill. At the top of the lift, the trains release, meaning that they are now freely spinning. The trains take a swooping dive to the right into a trench. The ride now rises back up into a turnaround that drops you into another trench, followed by another turnaround and a trench, and yet another turnaround that leads you right into the brake run. The most intense part of the ride is probably the first drop, but again, nothing super intense. The spinning is also a hit or miss. I had a few rides where the train was spinning really good, and others we barely spun at all. In the end, a score of 5 for ride intensity seems fair. Fun factor. I think this score will depend on how much you like family coasters and spinning rides. Cobra's Curse has a lot of things going for it: an elevator lift, backwards portion, and a free spinning finale. Add in the audio and you have yourself a well-rounded family coaster. For those who love theming, will be enamored by the giant Cobra statue or all the detail that went into the station and queue. Fans of spinning roller coasters should enjoy this ride, especially if you get a good spin. If there is one caveat to Cobra's Curse, is that everything has to be working to provide a great experience. If the audio goes down, or if the free spinning part of the ride is a little lackluster, then your opinion on this coaster will go down considerably. If you are able, I recommend multiple rides on Cobra's Curse, that way you ensure a good, solid run. I'm giving this coaster a 9 score for the fun factor. Originality. Mack Rides took the traditional free spin coaster and added some much needed spice to it. By splitting the ride into 3 sections, it really keeps you engaged. Going forwards, backwards, then spinning, it's a nice transition. If we take each portion of this ride by itself, then Cobra's Curse doesn't feel fresh. However, when looking at the entire picture, seeing how complicated this coaster is, I can start to appreciate everything that went into completing this ride. Originality earns a 9 rating. Ride smoothness. Without surprise, Cobra's Curse is butter smooth, earning itself a perfect 10 in this category. Alright, the final score comes to an 8.6, really high marks for a family coaster. I know some might be scoffing at this higher score, but understand that it's subjective. The make or break category has to be the fun factor. If you find this ride to be really entertaining, then I see you accepting my score. However, if you think that this coaster is a little weak, then great theming, originality, and smoothness isn't going to save this attraction. So yeah, just because I think it's great, I can totally understand why some will just write it off as another fluff family coaster at a park full of great thrill machines. My personal score is going to be a 9. Not only did I think this was a great ride, but experiencing it right alongside my daughter made it so much better. Watching her overcome her fears as we face off with the Cobra or riding backwards, this is exactly what this coaster is built for: families, all interacting with each other, having a fantastic time. I can't wait till my son is a little older, then my entire family can get in on the action. Well, that wraps up this review for today. A little short, but yet again, I made all the points, and also, well, I guess I'm kind of losing my voice again. But anyways, if you enjoyed Cobra's Curse, let me know all about it in the comments below. Please click on the like button, and as always, subscribe. That way you continue to get great content brought to you by X Screen Thrills.